So you talk about the epitome of how to make money without working, and you don't believe that money can be made without working. I feel sorry for people who think you have to work to make money because that's just not true. You don't need to work to make money. You need to have a capital base and you need to work that capital base. That capital base generates income. The problem that you have, the reason you have to get up and go to work every day to make money is because the only capital you have is what is called human capital. The only capital you have is what's in your brain and your free time and your labor. So you basically show up to the job and you do work and they pay you for that capital. And the problem with that type of capital is it's depleting capital. It's, the more you work, the longer you work, the more tired you're going to get. You're going to get older. You're not going to feel like getting up and going to work every day after a while. And so your ability to really make money is going to go down. Even if you're an NBA player and you're making, $30 million dollars a year, at some point you're going to be an old guy and you can't make money anymore. So when you don't have a plan for building a more sustainable capital base, then you're going to end up struggling, right? So what you want to understand is not just how capital works, and that ownership of capital is the key to generating income and having wealth. Like Warren Buffett, again, how he makes $20 million a day doing nothing. But also you want to understand how to transfer your capital, how to go from your depleting human capital to another type of capital is more sustainable. Like a guy who's doing it really well is LeBron James. LeBron James is a guy who's been a great basketball player for 20 years and he's made probably $1 billion by now playing basketball. But the whole time throughout LeBron's career, he's clearly gotten really good advice. If you remember, 20 years ago, LeBron sat down with Warren Buffett. Jay-Z sat down with Warren Buffett, and they learned about capital from Warren Buffett. They learned about investing from Warren Buffett. And one of the things I bet you Warren said to them is he probably explained, look, you want to have a capital base that isn't based on how many records you sell or how long you can dribble a basketball. Because eventually, LeBron, you're going to get old and you won't be able to play basketball anymore. So you want to eventually transfer your wealth over into assets that give you a capital base that isn't depleting. So now, as a retiree, LeBron is going to be, he's the first guy to play in the Olympics who was actually a self-made billionaire. I don't think there's ever been a self-made billionaire that played in the Olympics. But the second thing about that is when LeBron retires, he's going to have billions of dollars in assets that are going to generate income. So LeBron is going to make more money after basketball than he ever made dribbling a basketball. Michael Jordan makes more money not playing basketball than he ever did playing basketball. So this is what comes from the efficient use of capital. So what you want for your kids is you want to do kind of a baby Jordan with your kids. And the baby Jordan move is one where, sure, maybe it's hard for you to accumulate $1 billion in wealth. That's going to take time. You can do it, but it's going to take about 2 generations to get there. But I can show you exactly mathematically how to get there. If you are ambitious enough and you have enough vision for your family, it's easy to do. But just in case that's too far out, you can talk about just a 20-year plan. In a 20-year plan, it's easy for any family to have, say, a 200,000 in capital, 300,000 in capital. And then what happens is that if you know how to manage that capital, how to preserve it, and how to generate income from it, a person sitting on $300,000 in capital does not ever have to go to work for anybody ever again. I promise you. A person with $300,000 in capital who knows even one hundredth of what I know about what to do with capital literally would never have to work again. That person could make as much money as a surgeon without actually having to go to work. So when Michael Bloomberg gives all that money to get more black doctors that can go work at these hospitals and make money, I think that's great. But really, what I would like to see is capital being built.